Hey everyone, welcome to the Blue Beetle demo. I'm just going to take you through some of the features unique to his rig. So we're just going to jump right in, starting from the top. So starting on the eyes over here on the right, you have these controls that'll let you get the blinks going without having to come through in here and animate each one of these individually. You can just use those for a more refined approach to whatever eye shapes you're looking for. And then moving forward, we have another driven system for the mouth. So these large controls are going to drive the smaller controls next to them, and they're all going to bleed into each other. It's a very squishy mouth setup. And that's going to allow you to get these really broad shapes. And then you can come over here for more granularity and play with these. Also, when you start to affect the mouth, or sorry, the jaw, then it won't double transform any of these controls. So you can really animate in whatever order you see fit. All right, so we're going to get into the backpack now. So Blue Beetle has this feature over here where you can deploy his wings. There we go. And you'll see over here that the wing settings a 0 to 20 slider. But if you watch, depending on how you animate this, you can see that the brackets of his wings pop out first, then they settle in. And then I have a transparency map driving the tissue of the wings. So you can really have like a multi-stage wing deployment, or you can just pop them into existence, however you animate that. And each one of these pieces of the wing can be individually manipulated, scaled, rotated, all of that. So you can really play with those. You can hide visibility, so he has just double wings, top wings, bottom wings, however you like. And while we're on the backpack, I really wanted this to feel like its own character. So for starters, he has a local to global. So as of now, when Blue Beetle moves, the backpack moves with him. That's how it's supposed to work. But we can turn this on, and now the Beetle will stay here, but that actually looks better when the Beetle's like on the ground or doing its own thing. But let's turn that back on. We don't really need that. But since it is its own character, I really wanted it to feel like its own character. So I gave it its own IK/FK switching, so you can switch its limbs between those two. And so now I just popped it into IK mode, so we can move this over here. And having 6 different limbs all have pole vectors seemed a bit noisy to me, so I just took what pole vectors would do and put them into a twist channel over here. So that's really how you would control the vector of the quote-unquote knee. And you can toggle those individually or all at once. You really have a lot of control over that. So jumping into the hands, all rigs should come with IK/FK, so I'm really not going to talk about that. You can see that over here. The more fun thing here is he has a deployable cannon. There we go. Yeah, so that cannon's going to be able to pop out, and once again, you have individual control of each of these pieces. You can make it look like it's firing. You can change like how it pops up. You can even animate this to come together later. So real fun stuff, and you're going to see that echo throughout the rig. One of the other cool things I did with his hands, this is going to help animators a lot. I actually learned about this at Moonbot Studios and finally had some time to play with it. You'll see all the attributes over here, and just with those attributes you can get into a fist really quickly, spread his fingers out, and through scaling you can get a nice spread, and even with this x-axis rotation you can get like almost like a little peace sign. Kind of had it like bleed in from like one end to the other, so you can get these really broad motions really quickly with this finger control. And everything being additive, you can even come over here and do individual finger translations and rotations. So you really have a lot of control there, and that's on both hands. And then for this one, we have this blade. Blade pops out, and like I said, you're going to see the controls for the blade. So once it's out, you can have it retract a little if you want, and if it goes too far, you can even scale it. You can do all of that. So those are a lot of the fun features. One thing I will say is I usually fake the FK legs by just giving space switching to the feet, but now I've actually gone in and given it proper FK legs, and you can see the attribute here. But all of the other feet controls will be on this actual foot icon, and that's where you get your roll, your banking, all of your typical control for the feet and toes, and then you'll see that there's controls there to also emulate that. So those are a lot of the features unique to Blue. And the last thing I want to show you guys is the force shield. So the force shield was really fun to develop. With this control, you can place it where it will actually deploy, and then this is the force control. And using the force control, you can have it pop in or graduate into existence. And this is the intensity that I was thinking, like maybe if he's receiving small arms fire, like a pistol or something, it would be about this size. And then you can also choose where it's coming from. So if you have a character shooting from over here, then you just drag it over here, and then you'll see that it'll follow that. And then at full deployment, boom, maybe a missile came at him. It's real fun, and you can actually see the geo without bringing it into full deployment just by clicking on it. So yeah, and just a heads up, the force shield is going to work in viewport, and that's the only thing I'm going to guarantee. The transparency maps tend to act different depending on if you're in Arnold or V-Ray or Mental Ray, and I can't guarantee it working across the board. So whenever you're planning anything, just keep that in mind. But I really hope to see this in a lot of animations. It was really fun to develop, and I would love to see what you guys do with it. But everyone, that is Blue Beetle, and he is available now. So I hope to see you guys animating some cool stuff. Thanks guys for listening, and thanks for all your support. Happy animating, everybody.